Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading. Just the one reading today, because today is a very special day. Well, not today, but the day that this reading is for is, of course, the 21st of June, Prince William's 40th birthday. So I'm going to be doing a birthday spread for him. Have a look at his year ahead. It's a spread that I do occasionally. It's a 12-card reading. It combines astrology and tarot, the 12 houses of the zodiac, the astrological chart. I put them together with the tarot cards and we have a look and see the various aspects of his life, what is going to be coming his way in the next year. This is a very, very, very significant year, I feel, for him. I am using the Radiant Tarot. Let's try, it's in one of these enormous boxes. Have a look. It's very lovely cards, and that's the Radiant Tarot. It is very royal. It's got this wonderful sun on the back of the cards, and it feels to me very kingly. And of course, he is a king in waiting, Prince William. So let's have a look. I have shuffled the cards. Out comes the Strength card. Interesting. And the cards are very bouncy, very jumpy today. They are flying all over the place. They flew all over the place in my pre-shuffle. Very messy. It's not always this messy, but I do like to get as much energy into the cards as possible, particularly when I'm doing this kind of reading. So we'll give it a few more shuffles and then we'll have a look and see. I'll explain the cards as I go. The 12 cards, I think. I think that we are ready. The cards just don't even want to stay in the deck at this point. They want to talk. So talk they will, and see what the year ahead portends for Prince William. He's had a very big year already with the Jubilee and with all kinds of, they've had their tour, the Caribbean. It was not, well, I didn't feel it was a terrible disaster, but some people did. 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll have to shuffle them around. 5, 6, 7, and then of course they're going to America for the Earth shot. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and we'll have to squish them all down a bit so you can see them like so, and more or less, let's just shuffle the camera that way. Got them more or less in picture, and I will explain them as I go. And the signifier for him in this 40th year is the 5 of Wands, a conflict card that's come up. It's the underlying energy of this reading, which I asked to give us a signifier for Prince William as he goes into this very big year. His 40th birthday, conflict around him, and it's infighting in a family, in a group, in a team, competition card, and some people call it the training card. It's a bit martial artsy, going off to test yourself against your fellows, your peers, and see how you do. Test your mettle and see how you come out of it, come out of the conflict. You can see those two birds shouting at each other, basically William and Harry. In my opinion, let's throw the disclaimer in there. This is a tarot reading for entertainment purposes, or my opinion, but it's going to be a year of conflict. While he is feeling challenged, he's feeling like he has he's been tested at some level. And we've got barking dogs. It's the barking dogs time of day, unfortunately, and will be for a few months more. Anyway, let us look at him, his public profile, the first card of this reading proper. His public profile, how is he coming across to people? 7 of Cups, potential. His potential is being explored. He is, there's dreams, there's aspirations in the 7 of Cups. It is a Neptunian card. It is what is possible, what you imagine, what you envision. It's very positive in this sense. Sometimes this card can be a little bit negative, bit of a daydreamer, a bit deluded. But I would say that people are looking at him and thinking of the possibilities that he embodies and that he himself is imagining. We've had a couple of articles about him, 40th birthday type articles in the press in the last few days, talking about how he imagines his role is going to be, how he's going to reimagine the royal role to suit himself. And that is very much the energy of this card, Seven of Cups. It's also the Holy Grail in regular Rider-Waite, seeking the Holy Grail. He is looking for his purpose. He is looking for some sort of, I would say, almost divine inspiration in his journey forward. He's taken on this journey. He's accepted it, quite a holy journey. And he is now on that path, on that quest, going forward. And that's what that card is signifying to me as a reader, and in his relationship with the public. His values, his money, his material world, but also, as I say, his values, money. There's some toxicity around there. There's some trouble around there. And I would say it has to do with Montecito and what is going on over there. That there could be issues around money. There could be issues around just values. Not only with Montecito, it could also be with Prince Andrew. And I know people get upset in comments when I go on about Prince Andrew and Prince Charles not behaving absolutely impeccably. But of course, there are issues, and there are issues with regard to money, cash for access. That's a big issue. Influence, people buying influence, buying honours and awards and things like that with regard to certain members of the royal family. There is Harry in the US and Meghan in the US, who are possibly involved in some faintly dodgy deals. Prince Andrew, of course, his association with Jeffrey Epstein in America didn't exactly cover himself in glory. Of course, being villainized, plenty of other people also associated with that particular individual, and were not hauled over the coals like Prince Andrew was. I'm very aware of that. But of course, Prince Andrew had some scandal around him when he was working as a trade representative for the British government. There was some controversy there. So people who don't have clean hands around Prince William when it comes to money, when it comes to value systems, there is toxicity in the royal family that he is very aware of. This is a major arcana. This is a big deal, this. And it's something that he is going to be tackling head on. We have this conflict here. He is braced. He's ready to fight. He's ready to be tested. He's ready to be challenged. And there is a big challenge for him. Challenge around value systems, around money, and grifting and things like that. Siblings, the next card. Siblings, most important. Communication also. But siblings is, of course, the third house. Eight of Swords. A trap. A problem, whether there is a sibling that is trapped, and this is how I would read the card. I don't think it's Prince William who feels trapped. I think that he is viewing his brother, his younger brother Harry, as the one who is trapped, who is in difficulty, who can't see a way out of a mess of his own making. It's a pretty self-explanatory card, the Eight of Swords. That is the situation that he sees his brother being stuck in, quite literally stuck. I feel a bit of a sneeze coming on as I say that. So if I suddenly disappear for a short break, that's what's going on. Sorry about that. Apology in advance, put it that way. Home front. What's going on in the home front? We know that there is a move in the near future for the Cambridge family. So how is the home life going to be in the next year? The Knight of Swords in reverse. Challenges definitely for him. Attacks, possibly associated with the move. The Knight of Swords is fast-moving energy. It's sudden energy, swift-moving. It is pretty focused and purposeful when it's in the upright position. When it's in the reverse, the Knight of Swords is a difficult card. It's one of my least favourite cards. It's an ugly, vicious energy, combative, subversive, backstabbing kind of an energy, vicious. And so there's some conflict around the home, and I wouldn't say it's literally inside the home. I think it's to do with the move, that there is going to be some conflict, and it could be to do with the prince. even though the prince in question is a water sign prince, and here I'm talking again about Prince Andrew, we know that Prince Andrew wanted Adelaide Cottage for Princess Eugenie. He made a play for it a few months ago, seems to have lost. We also know that Prince Andrew likes to visit the Queen every day, and now William and Catherine are going to be moved in just down the road, also just down the road from the Harkles. If the Harkles ever go back to the UK, it seems doubtful at this point, but they have renewed the lease on Frogmore Cottage. So they're all living very close to each other. Well, will be in the next few months, and it's going to be difficult. There is going to be conflict. There are going to be attacks. There are going to be criticisms. There is going to be difficult energy around that on the home front, not literally within the home, as I said before, but to do with that move, criticism, probably people looking to see if vast sums of money are spent on refurbishing Adelaide Cottage. I assume that is where they're going. That seems to be where they're going. Difficult. He's having a difficult time, and I'm not surprised. Didn't think this would be an easy year for him, but surrounded by troubles, the poor man. Children, fifth house, children, creativity, play, that sort of happier energy, fun, love in its purest sense as well. How's life going to be? Very even-keeled, very balanced, Two of Pentacles. He's going to find time for his family. He's going to make time for his family. The Two of Pentacles is making time for things, making sure that you prioritize the right things. And he's absolutely very focused on his family right now, on his children in particular. And one of the main reasons for this move, apart from being closer to Her Majesty the Queen, as she is frail and possibly influenced by people she shouldn't be influenced, if you want to believe Prince Harry. But it is, of course, the children being moved into schools where the next few years, they're all at that kind of critical age of changing schools, and very important that they're settled, that they are happy. He's very, very focused on that at the moment. That's a good positive card. Very, very balanced, very even-keeled, thinking about things, making sure he does the right thing and that he doesn't wear himself out, he doesn't overburden himself or overburden his family. That's a good sign, very positive, very healthy sign. That's a sign of somebody who is healthy, mentally strong, mentally fit. I'm sure not using the one that the chimpo uses, and the chimpo looks so mentally unfit, in my opinion, screaming at the polo, but that's just a mere aside. Work is the next card coming up, his work environment. Also health, just throw that in there, Five of Cups. There's a lot of trouble here, a lot of sorrow. The energy matches, the energy matches that card. There is a feeling of regret as he goes about his work. He's going to be looking over his shoulder. He's going to be looking back at what he's lost, the person he's lost, who he thought would be with him through thick and thin, serving the monarchy, working together, having fun together. He thought it would be fun if Prince Harry was around. It's got very serious for Prince William now, very, very serious, and he is thinking about it. He's going to be haunted by it, the loss, as he goes about his everyday life, his working life. It's not going to be easy for him. Really, really isn't going to be easy for him, and hopefully that won't affect his health, because, as I say, it's also a health card, and we don't want to see the stress and the strain and the sorrow and the grief actually causing him some sort of, let's take you for a little ride there, some sort of emotional, almost depression, I want to say, feeling a bit low, feeling a bit down. He'll put a good face on it, but he might be behind the scenes, he might actually be feeling a little bit miserable, a little bit down, as he does his duties on behalf of the Crown in the year to come, particularly having to go to America. And it could be that is difficult for him because of having to go into really the lion's den, and what was once an ally is now seemingly a mortal enemy. At least one of them is a mortal enemy, the Devil card. How is life, his major partnerships, his marriage in particular, how is that going to be in this year ahead for Prince William? Knight of Pentacles in reverse. That's not a very positive card, I have to say. Knight of Pentacles is a Prince Harry card, and I think the Prince Harry issue is going to dominate their relationship. It's not a breakup card, it's not infidelity card, it's not unhappiness in any sense. It's not that kind of energy. It's not Five of Cups energy, thank goodness, but it is progress that grinds to a halt. That's how you traditionally would read the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. But as I say, the shadow that is over this whole reading is Prince Harry. Prince Harry is literally the Knight of Pentacles, an earth sign prince in reverse. The difficulties that Prince Harry is going to be going through are going to cast a shadow over this marriage, or constantly cast a shadow over this marriage. This is nothing new. But for them, it may feel as if a time where they should really be settling into almost middle age. I don't know where middle age is officially now. I don't like to describe myself as middle aged, and I'm a lot older than William and Catherine. Knight of Pentacles in reverse, I think that they feel that they're being thwarted in their own journey. Their steady progress forward in their lives is somehow being thwarted because of this earth sign prince and the difficulties that he has caused and he himself is going through. So how is he going to be dealing with his energy, with his power? The 8th house, always an interesting house. It's the Scorpio house. 7 of Wands in reverse. He's going to be feeling weakened and vulnerable when it comes to his own personal power and his expression of power. I think he's going to feel, it's a lovely depiction of the 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands is protection, protecting yourself, defending yourself. With that symbol, that little hand, I can't remember what it's called now. I'm sure someone will write it down in the comments for us. But it's in the reverse, and that's being vulnerable and being weakened. He's weakened by this conflict and by this sorrow. We've got 2 5s in this reading. This underlying energy which is the dominant energy of conflict and competition and struggle and wrestling with other people. For position, really. We've got the 5 of Cups, and they're quite dominant energies in this reading. This sort of grief and this loss that are going to weaken him. So his own internal energy is not going to be as strong as it should be, as strong as one would like to see it. And so that is something to watch out for him. He needs to be quite self-protective, protective of his own energy. He's a water sign, of course. Water signs always struggle. They do tend to leak energy more than the other signs generally, as a vast generalization. But I think he is an empath. I think that he does suffer. When other people suffer, he also suffers. And that's the kind of energy I'm getting from this card, is that he is going to be possibly from world situations, possibly from situations closer to home. He is going to be grieving at some level. He's going to be feeling other people's loss, feeling other people's difficulties. Could even be to do with the Queen and her ill health and her difficulties that she's currently faced with, and he could be feeling that as well. We saw that lovely letter that he wrote to that woman whose partner was killed, the Capitol riots, and it was an absolutely beautiful letter. It was a very empathetic letter. It's that kind of energy, it's that kind of feeling. He watching TV news, he probably gets quite choked up. He probably gets quite emotional when he sees the state of the world. Not the only one there, but anyway, that's, I think, what that card is telling us. 9th house, 9th card of this reading, international travel, among other things, lawsuits also, the law, international travel. I think international travel is the most important there, and we get the Magician. That to me is the Earthshot award. He's going to be presenting the prize in America the second half of this year. And it's a very powerful card, the Magician. This is the most powerful card that has come out in this reading, apart from the Devil sitting over there. But the Magician, he really is going to I think, wow, everybody, this presentation that he does in the US is going to be something else. We've already seen a very spectacular Jubilee weekend that the Royals pulled off. It really was very impressive. I think what he does in America is going to be even more impressive, and is going to wow them over there. The magician, the conjurer, making stuff happen, manifesting things, really almost holding the world in the palm of his hand in that card. And I'm not going all Illuminati and New World Order-y here. I know some people will leap there when I say that. That's not where I'm going with that comment at all. It just means that he has command of all his resources. He has command of the cups and the wands and the pentacles and the swords, all the attributes that a person has at their disposal. He has at his disposal, and he has mastered them. He's in command of all of those aspects of himself and the resources that he is able to conjure up to make stuff happen. And the stuff that he is making happen is for us. It is not for him. It is for us, for our planet, the planet we all share. And that's a very powerful card, a very positive card, a very encouraging card. As I say, they had some difficulty earlier this year on a tour they did of the Caribbean. It's going to go much better for them in America, for him. We're talking about Prince William now in particular. So let's see his career, the 10th house, the highest point of this circle. It is really a circle. Government status, his role, his role as king in waiting. Excuse me. 8 of Cups in reverse. Again, difficulty. Again, sorrow. Yeah, these sorrowful cups keep coming up. There's going to be some shadow over him in this coming year, and I don't want to dwell on the very obvious shadow that will be over him and all the royals in this coming year. I know it upsets people, and so that is just the energy of this card. It is difficult. There is difficulty that he is going to be facing, and sorrow. Sorrow that he can't easily move away from, in fact is moving towards. With that 8 of Cups in reverse, he is moving towards that source of emotional difficulty. And I think I've said enough about that, so I'm going to move on to the next card, which is about friendships, groups, things you believe in, things that you want to campaign for, feel strongly about. Queen of Pentacles, well, there she is. She's shown up in his reading as his friend. And I think that's absolutely lovely. I'm quite moved by this as I'm looking at this card. Isn't she beautiful? The Queen of Pentacles there, with in her abundance and her beautiful gown that she's wearing, everything flowering around her, budding, blooming, blossoming. She has already got her crown on, the Queen of Pentacles. There's her lovely hair, and very grounded, very supportive, very loyal. You can count on her no matter what. I did a reading on their relationship recently, making a mess of this reading now, and it was an absolutely strong relationship, regardless of what some people might make you try and make you believe about them. Not what I'm seeing in the cards at all. So there she is. Isn't she lovely? What a gift he has in her, his best friend, and shares his vision, shares his goals, shares his belief systems. The best kind of marriage when your partner is your friend and you have all of those things in common. Absolutely the best kind. So final card is his shadow self, his subconscious, what's kind of buried, lurking in there, something that might need work, something that might need expressing, something that might need therapy or help. 4 of Cups in reverse. And that's interesting. It's a regret card, the 4 of Cups. When it's upright, although you can't see it very clearly from this depiction of the 4 of Cups, it's a rejection. It's saying no. Somebody offers something and you say no thanks, not interested, doesn't grab me, I don't feel it, I'm not going to take it, not going to accept it, I'm going to have a bit of a huff, a bit of a sulk. He apparently can be a bit difficult, in a very water sign way, I can imagine. Moody, difficult, Other signs maybe move on from their hurts quicker than water signs do. Again, vast generalization here. But the card is in the reverse, and that means that somewhere deep down inside him, he feels bad about it. And this would, of course, be the brother. The brother has showed up in the reading. About the way things have gone, the way things have ended, the way he has really distanced himself from his brother and cut his brother off. There is talk of a birthday present left behind by Prince Harry, a sort of a peace offering. I might do a reading on that. This one's dragged on for quite a long time, so I'll see. But there is regret in here. There is a wish somehow to do things over, to have that chance again with his brother and maybe do things a little bit differently. Tricky. It's very tricky because the situation was very difficult, and but it's there in his energy, and will be a cause of the sorrow that I see here in the Five of Cups in his work environment, that he misses his brother and at some level wishes that he could fix things, wishes he could have it over again and make it all better. Tricky, and especially when the brother is stuck, as we've seen with the Eight of Swords, and there is so much conflict between them. That is the birthday reading for Prince William. A lot of positives in it. There are many challenges, but he has that on his side, and he has that on his side. Very powerful, very, very powerful pair they make, the Magician and the Queen of Pentacles. Very powerful. And I'm very pleased to see that, and I'm sure you watching this reading later will be just as pleased to see it too. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.